Okay, so good morning all of you and welcome back to Excelsior Academy. So today we are going to study about one of the technique which we have mentioned when we were dealing about the plasma membrane. So that is freeze fracture replication and freeze etching technique. Okay, so now what is this technique actually? So remember where we have mentioned that the inside of the plasma membrane, if suppose this is the plasma membrane, outer and inner region. So if we want to study the inside of it, so you can just cut it open and study. But how it is possible? Only using this freeze fracture technique. So today we are going to study about this technique. Okay. So we know that the cell membranes consist of phospholipids and attached or embedded with the proteins. So this we already know. So these membrane proteins play vital roles in the metabolism and life of the cell. Now to study this plasma membrane, ordinary microscope we cannot use because with the ordinary microscope, only the cells you can see, right? And that to very minute size. So in order to study the proteins and the lipids which are present on the plasma membrane, you need higher magnification. And for this, we are using electron microscopy. So using electron microscopy and a technique called freeze fracture, it will split the frozen cell membranes apart. Now, this allows visualization of the membrane structure and the organization of proteins within the sea of phospholipids. So what we are dealing over here is you actually take the cells, you freeze them. Now, how do you freeze? Using liquid nitrogen. So what is the temperature of liquid nitrogen? Anyone who can tell me what is the temperature of liquid nitrogen? Oh God, where is my pen? It is how much? Anyone can tell me? It is the 1 second. Huh? So the temperature of liquid nitrogen is 121. No, Pallavi, no, it is not. It is more than that. I mean, less than that. I should say less than that. So liquid nitrogen temperature is minus 196 degrees Celsius. That much cold it is. Okay. So in most of the movies, you must have seen like, with lots of white color smoke is coming from some container and all whenever some hero villain is shooting and all. So that time they actually release this liquid nitrogen. It's not that harmful. So you can actually, play around. But the thing is that if by mistake you put your hand or anything, what will happen? You get a frostbite, right? So if it is kept for long, then the entire your hand will get actually necrotic, and then you lose your hand because all of a sudden the all the cellular activities have been stopped. It has been freezed, so that's why the portion becomes bad. Okay, so let's talk about the technique. So let's talk about the steps which are involved, and then with the help of the diagram, I'll explain you how exactly it is done. So we take these biological samples, okay, whichever samples you want to study, you actually put into the liquid nitrogen, okay, and you have to wear gloves. So the different gloves comes for the liquid nitrogen handling, and then you take the cells, you rapidly froze them, okay. So what will happen? Whatever proteins or the lipids which are present, it will be kept at that particular region only. Now, once you take the sample, frozen sample, there's something called microtome. Okay, so microtome is a machine where actually you make very thin slices. It's like very, very, very thin, like in micrometer thin, you can make the slices. So now once you have your sample, okay, you make very thin slices using the microtome. So inside the microtome also, the liquid nitrogen temperature has been maintained, because if you take a cold substance and bring it to the room temperature, what will happen? It will start melting, right? So what you will do, you will take the sample, you put into the microtome. Microtome is also under frozen conditions. Then you take a sample and you just have to rotate like this. Okay, so there is a machine, you put your sample and you have to rotate, because the blade will come and it will make thin slices like this. So you rotate like this very slowly, and very thin slice of the sample will come. Now, this causes the cell membrane to split apart precisely between the two halves. Okay, so what will happen? So wherever it is possible, this plasma membrane will have two halves like this. Okay, so let us assume that we got outer and inner membrane of the plasma membrane. Now, following the fracturing, the sample undergoes a vacuum procedure called freeze etching. So now I don't want any water to get crystallized. I don't want that, okay? Because if water get crystallized, unnecessary structures will appear on the screen. So that is not required. So it has to be avoided. So we keep the sample under the vacuum. Now, the surface of the fractured sample is shadowed with carbon and platinum. So now what we are doing, suppose you have got this one surface, okay? Suppose let's say that we have fractured and we got the surface. Now, whatever is present over there, we need certain kind of dye or staining. So this we do with the help of carbon and platinum. So what is happening now? Wherever, whatever structures are there, on the top of it, we are just staining or the dyeing with carbon and platinum, okay? So what will happen? If the structure is like this, we get the replica like this, okay? If it is plain, we get the replica plain. Now, then we use acid to digest organic material adhering to the replica. So whatever the plasma membrane is left over, it will be removed and only the replica will be present. Now this replica will be taken to electron microscope in order to study the structures. So this is how plasma membrane structure was studied and revealed. Okay, so let's see with the help of the diagram. Okay, so here you can see, so you have got the sample. Okay, let's say this is our sample and you have freezed with the help of the liquid nitrogen. Okay, so you have freeze with the help of the liquid nitrogen. Temperature is 196 degrees Celsius. Okay, now this, what you have done is, you can see that after that you are fracturing. Now this is fracturing, means you have done with the help of the microtome, that is cutting. So actually, in simple words, microtome is nothing but your cutting knife. Okay, so you have made a incision over here and opened. So what you see over here, half of the structures is maintained like this, correct? Now etching, that is under the vacuum you are doing. Now how do you make the replica? By plating it with the carbon and the platinum. So what will happen? You will get such kind of structures. Okay, so this kind of structures, now we put the acid so that this portion will be removed with the acid, and now I just have this replica. So this replica will be taken to study with the help of the electron microscope. Is it clear to everyone? Yeah, it is clear. Just let me know. Or should I repeat? Is it clear?
Ma'am, how the replica is formed?
Okay, for replica, see, replica, when we say, it's just that we are just making it the same image, same structures over there. Okay, now suppose how you make, like in most of the DIY, yeah, do it yourself videos you have seen, they make the mold of hand or the babies, right? So what they're doing actually, they take a liquid substance, right, mix it with the water, you put your hand over there, you keep it for some time, then after that you remove, you add certain cement, you add, after that what happens, you remove and you get the structures of your hand, right? It is the same concept over here. So if suppose this is a structure, so just focus in this figure. So if this is a structure, what we are doing is, there's a machine, okay, you take your sample, so sample will be on the slide, okay, on the slide it will be, and those are not normal slides which we use under the microscope, these are different, and they are also made up of platinum, because you are going to bombard with the electrons, so it has to be very strong. If you take glass, it will get shattered. So now you have the slide, on the slide this sample is there, okay, let us assume that this is the sample. Now what you do is, you actually sputter. Now what is sputter? It means you're just throwing the powders of platinum. Okay. So what will happen? The platinum will get deposited over here, wherever, however the structure is there. Okay. So if you had structures like this, so your platinum. So platinum will have this kind of covering. Okay. Now what you do, since it is platinum, it is going to be hard. Now once deposited, it will not be changed in its structure. So now what you do with the help of the acid, you just remove this entire region. Because now I don't want any biological material, because under electron microscope you cannot have water content. Okay, it will affect the machine also as well as your data. Now what will I do, I'll take this replica, so which has got this shape. I'll take this shape, and now this shape I'll study under the electron microscope. So from both sides. Okay, so I'll have both outer, inner, so different angles I'll study, and at the end I'll know what kind of proteins and what kind of phospholipids were present. Okay, so Pallavi, is it clear now? So I've got another figure also, I'll show over there also. So how do you actually do the freeze etching? It is the vacuum. It is the vacuum drying of an unfixed, frozen and freeze fracture biological sample. So this, as I mentioned, that you need vacuum for this. Okay. Then without freezing, etching, many details of the cellular structures are obscured by the ice crystals. So we know that our biological samples, they always contain water. Okay. So if you do not undergo the vacuum process, what will happen? Under such frozen conditions, these water will become ice crystal. And then when we use under the electron microscope, it is going to scatter the electrons here and there. So we won't get the proper data of the sample. Okay, so it allows for the analysis of not only the membrane structure, but also of the intracellular components. Okay, so this is how, using these freeze etching and the electron microscopy, we have got the information, detailed structural information of bacteria, viruses, and many other protein complexes. So nowadays, even if you see in this corona pandemic also, how actually it was easy for the scientists to get the structures of the coronavirus, because they took the sample from the patient, okay, and then they freeze it, coat it, and then visualize under the electron microscope. So once you do that, you get the structures. Once you have the structures, you know what kind of drugs can be used to inhibit the activity of the virus. And that's how now many drugs are there. Plus it is, what to say, it, the coronavirus was similar to the previous virus, like SARS, you must have heard, which was spread in China. I mean, again, yeah, corona is again because of China only. So it was similar to that, and that's why it was easy, not easy, but yeah, early to get the structures. Okay, now just imagine if you are dealing with a novel virus which nobody has studied. So that time what will happen? Then from the scratch you have to start, you know, isolating that virus, cultivating the virus, and then studying its structure. Then it takes time. Since coronavirus was similar to the SARS virus, it was easy to get the structure, and plus so many vaccines and drugs are now there in the market. Let's see how fast India also gets. Okay, let's hope for the best. Okay, so the electron microscopy. So don't worry about it, because there are different types of electron microscopy, and once we start with the biotechniques topic, okay, as soon as whatever we study during our cell bio topics, whatever techniques are coming, sidewise I'll take all the techniques. Now next topic will be your electron microscopy. So first we talked about the freeze fracture technique in that electron microscopy. So now in the next lecture we'll study what are the different types and the principle or the techniques behind the electron microscopy. So don't worry about it. So electron microscopy, it can reveal and magnify more than 1,000,000 times the tiniest organisms or the structures. Okay. Now, this visualization is created by ultra thin sample with the beam of electrons. So in this case, in the case of freeze fracture technique, we have used TEM. What is TEM? It stands for transmission. It stands for transmission electron microscope. Okay. The other one is SEM. It is called scanning electron microscope. So we'll study in the next lecture in detail about these two microscopes. Okay. Yes. So this is the final figure. I think this will be more clear to you guys. Okay. So if you see over here, So let us say this is the entire cell, okay? And this is the plasma membrane. If you see, this is the plasma membrane, okay? Now what you have done is, with the knife, you have actually froze it. Now you're going to cut it, okay? Fracture it. So you make an incision over here and incision over here. So now you just actually open it. So what is happening? You can see that this plane, it is coming. Okay, so this is what is shown over here. So you get these fractured faces. Now you're going to do the coating with the platinum and carbon. So what is happening? So wherever those are exposed area, it is getting coated with the carbon and platinum. Okay. Now sublimation means you're removing all the organic compound, this organic structure, this you are going to remove. Now you take this coat, this is called replica, to your electron microscope, and then you study. Okay. So is it clear? Clear to all how the freeze fracture technique works? Is it clear? Okay. So thank you for listening this. I hope you all understood, and you will also like and watch again.